G'day guys, my name's Nick and welcome to my channel Low Range Nick, where I do videos about four-wheel driving, accessory fitting and maintenance for your four-wheel drive vehicle. So over the last couple of months I've been modifying up my Suzuki Jimny to make it more capable off-road. So now's the time to test the vehicle out in Kenilworth State Forest on some four-wheel drive tracks and see how the modifications have improved its off-road performance. So my first challenge is just up ahead and I'm going to drop my tyre pressures down now to around 15 psi. So I know the tracks around here are really rocky, really shaily and really steep, so I'm going to need that lower tyre pressure to help me gain heaps of traction when I hit the tracks. So I've just dropped the Jimny into low range and I've also let down my tyre pressures now. So now we're ready to tackle the first little challenge. And this hill is just a little bit washed out. It's got a couple of ruts, a few little different obstacles to negotiate. So we'll see how the Jimny goes. Too easy. You can just feel that suspension just articulating through the washouts and the tyres gripping up. Feels really good. So we're just coming up to the top of the hill now, and there's a bit of a clearing up here and the view is absolutely amazing. Check this out. So I've just kept driving for a little bit now and I've just come into the rainforest, but ahead of me is this big branch across the track. So it looks like a gum tree's maybe dropped one of its branches and it's just covering the center of the track. So I'm going to see if I can get out and move it because it doesn't look too big and I think I can move it by myself. So we'll give it a go and see if we can keep on going down this track. So I've just come up to a pretty steep little track here in the forestry, and on the track is some really steep drainage humps. So these humps help divert the water off the forestry trails, and what you'll notice is with the Suzuki Jimny being a short wheelbase is you'll have heaps of clearance and you won't bottom out on these humps. So some of these can be pretty big and those longer wheelbase vehicles can actually get stuck on those or scrub underneath the vehicle on the chassis. But luckily for the Suzuki Jimny, it's nice and short, so that means that you can easily go over these humps without any issues. track I'm following now just keeps going up and up and up, and there's loads of those washouts to divert the water off the tracks. So it's a pretty cool little track, this one. Seems to weave in and out of the rainforest. Lots of little challenges. Nothing too difficult, but it's all good fun. So I feel like I've been driving up these tracks for ages, and it just keeps getting steeper and steeper and steeper. And I've come to a little bit of a challenging section here. Well, it's not overly challenging, but there's a bit of a washout, a couple of rocks. So we'll give the Jimny a bit of a test up this hill, take it nice and easy and see how it goes. So I got up those hill climbs without any dramas, and they were definitely a bit of fun. So I'm pretty happy with how the Jimny's performing. So the 2-inch lifted suspension is allowing those axles to articulate a lot more, and it's also absorbing the bumps way better. So with the addition of the Maxxis Razor all-terrain tyres, it's just performing really well and giving me heaps of traction along the tracks. So I'm pretty keen to keep going and test the vehicle out a bit more. So I've just come up to an extremely steep track off the main trail, and it goes straight up the side of the hill. So I'm going to give it a bit of a go in the Jimny. So I did just walk up it, and it's super soft like powder, and it's also really rocky and shaily. So there's a couple of tree roots at the start, and then we get stuck into the hill climb. I'm going to give it a bit of momentum to get up here. Lots of tree roots, really shaily. Let's go, Jimny. Right, now for the second hill climb. Let's go, Jimny. Oh, she's steep. Wow, we did it! You! Just coming up the last little bit of the hill climb now, and man, that was fun. That was a super steep, shaily hill climb, and the Jimny just ate it up. Gotta love it. That was a heap of fun. Pretty stoked with how the Jimny's going. So to be able to get up that, I'm pretty happy. So I've managed to find another steep little track, so let's give it a go. So I know in the videos it's pretty hard to see how steep these hills are, but they are actually pretty damn steep and pretty slippery as well. Like, I'm struggling to walk down some of these hills and the Jimny's just jumping up and no worries. So it's good fun. So let's get the Jimny up this little hill and then we'll be at the top. Just made it to the top of that steep track, and man, that was fun. I was pretty surprised how well the Jimny actually did up there. And what you could notice is the traction control kicking in. So as soon as you'd feel a slippage, if you kept accelerating just a little bit, you'd feel the traction control actually biting those wheels and braking the wheels that are spinning in the air. What that does is transfer the drive through to the axle that has the wheel on the ground, and then you get drive and momentum through the obstacle. So you could definitely feel that working, and I'm pretty excited to say that it works really well. So as I'm traveling down these forestry trails, I'm just using my Gaia GPS app here to track where I've been. So I can run this through the head unit in the Jimny, and it's really handy for tracking the trails that you've been down and also finding your way out when you finish four-wheel driving. So you can see down here, I started in Charlie Moreland camping area, and I'm going to end up going through to Barumba campground. So that's going to be where I go out. So you can see I'm almost there. I've got a couple more forestry trails to go down, and then I'll be out at the campground. Wow guys, so this trail I'm following is right at the top of a ridge line, and I've just come up to a section where you can see down to Lake Barumba, and it looks incredible. So have a look at this. So I'm just going to follow the forestry trails out to Barumba campground now, and when I get out there I can air my tyres up and hit the tarmac. So my main goal for today was to test out the suspension and the new tyres and rims on the Jimny, and I think I've definitely put them through their paces. So I'm super happy with how it's performing, and it's been really fun out testing the vehicle in Kenilworth State Forest. So thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy today's video, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned for more four-wheel driving, accessory fitting, and maintenance videos. Cheers guys.